The smoke of battle still clung to the scorched metal walls of the arena. Holographic sparks drifted through the air, remnants of shattered drones and burned-out circuitry. The crowd of alien spectators, an assortment of reptilian merchants, insectoid mercenaries, and crystalline nobles, thundered with roars and chittering applause. In the center of the colossal pit, a single human stood. His armor was dented and his breath ragged, yet his eyes burned with unyielding defiance. His name was Marcus Hale, once a soldier of Earth's forgotten frontier wars, now a captive thrown into the blood games of the Zalthari Empire. He had survived when thousands had not. He had fought the beasts of 100 worlds, outlasted gladiators bred solely for combat, and toppled the Emperor's mechanical champions. And now, at last, he had been declared victor of the trials. From the royal dais above, the Zalthari overlord rose. His voice, deep and resonant, echoed across the chamber. Human warrior Marcus Hale, by right of conquest you have earned a reward. The victor may claim a prize of his choosing. 2 figures were dragged forward on chains. The crowd fell into a hush as the prizes were revealed. 2 alien women, both strikingly different, both bound in shimmering restraints. The first was tall and lithe, with skin like burnished silver and eyes that glowed a steady sapphire blue. Her hair flowed like spun mercury, and every movement radiated grace. She was Tyrael of the Serati, a telepathic species feared for their mastery of minds. The second was shorter, more muscular, with emerald-green skin marked by jagged tribal patterns. Her crimson eyes glowed with feral fire, and her tusked smile defied the humiliation of chains. She was Koresh of the Drovans, a warrior breed that had once resisted the Zalthari Empire for centuries. The Overlord raised his hand. You may choose only one human. One to serve you, one to claim as your prize. The other will be returned to the mines. Choose. The crowd chanted in eager unison. Some cried for him to take the silver telepath. Others demanded he claim the emerald warrior. The chains rattled as both women stood proud, unwilling to beg. Marcus looked from one to the other. His chest still heaved with exhaustion, but his mind was clear. He saw not prizes, not trophies, but people. Survivors like him. And then he spoke. I choose both. A wave of stunned silence rolled through the arena. The aliens stared, confused. The Overlord's eyes narrowed in irritation. You defy the rules of reward. You are permitted only one. Marcus lifted his chin. You gave me the right to choose. My choice is both or none. If you deny me, then your victory means nothing and your games end in shame. The crowd erupted in chaos, some jeering, others laughing, still others whispering in awe at the defiance of the strange human. No slave had ever dared dictate terms to the Zalthari. No gladiator had ever rejected the bounty. The Overlord studied him carefully, and then, intrigue flickered across his crystalline eyes. Very well, a human. Both shall be yours. But mark my words. One prize is burden enough. 2 will destroy you. The chains were unlocked, and the women were thrust forward into Marcus's custody. Tyrael's sapphire gaze lingered on him with wary curiosity, while Koresh's tusked grin revealed a hint of respect. Marcus had no illusions. This was no gift. This was a test. The middle, uneasy alliance. The 3 were placed in a lavish but confined chamber aboard the Overlord's flagship, a mockery of freedom. Rich silken drapes covered the walls, alien fruit and delicacies were set out, and guards watched from beyond shimmering energy fields. Marcus collapsed into a seat, armor scraping. The adrenaline faded, leaving only exhaustion and pain. Tyrael spoke first, her voice melodic yet sharp. You risked much for arrogance. Do you believe you can master 2 captives when one might have been enough? Koresh snorted. He did not choose out of arrogance, mind witch. He chose because he is stubborn as the stones of my homeworld. I like it. Marcus chuckled weakly. Neither of you are prizes. You're survivors. I won't leave either of you to rot while I pretend I won something worth celebrating. Tyrael tilted her head, studying him with her glowing eyes. Strange human. Few of your kind survive more than a week in these games. You shift the currents. For the first time, something like hope flickered in her expression. Days turned into weeks. Marcus, Tyrael, and Koresh were kept together, fed, trained, and paraded as curiosities before alien nobles. The Zalthari sought to mock him, the human who wanted too much. But Marcus turned the mockery into strength. He trained Koresh in human military drills, tempering her ferocity with tactics. He learned to shield his mind against Tyrael's telepathic nudges, while she, in turn, taught him subtle ways to read emotion and intent. The 3 grew into something neither the Overlord nor his court had expected. A unit. One night, as the stars passed beyond the viewport, Tyrael whispered to him, "There is a way out. I can sense the Overlord's command codes when he lowers his mind shields. With your strength and Koresh's fire, we could escape." Koresh slammed a fist into her palm, tusks gleaming in the dim light. "Yes, let us carve our way through their throats." Marcus shook his head. "We can't just escape. If we run, they'll hunt us across the stars. We need to break them here from the inside." It was madness, but the seeds of rebellion had been planted. The turning point, trial of loyalty. The Overlord soon sensed the shift. He summoned Marcus and the women to his throne chamber, where crystalline guards lined the walls and alien nobles watched with hungry eyes. "Human," the Overlord intoned, "you have amused me with your defiance. But amusement fades. I will test the truth of your loyalty. Kill one of your prizes, to prove devotion to the Empire. Choose which one lives and which one dies." Chains were clamped once more on Tyrael and Koresh. They did not resist. Both knew resistance here would mean slaughter. The crowd hissed with anticipation. Marcus felt the weight of the moment press down like a mountain. The Zalthari wanted him broken. They wanted proof that humans, too, could be made to destroy themselves for the Empire's amusement. He looked to Tyrael. She stood calm, her eyes radiating quiet understanding. She would accept death if it meant denying the Overlord his satisfaction. He looked to Koresh. Her tusks bared in defiance, she growled at the guards, daring them to strike her. She would die fighting, spitting blood in their faces. And Marcus remembered the fields of earth, the graves of his comrades, the endless cycle of wars fought for the pride of rulers. He raised the weapon given to him, stepped forward, and then hurled it to the ground. "No, I told you before, Overlord. Choose both." "I always will." The crowd gasped, some in outrage, others in awe. The Overlord's crystalline body flickered with fury. "Then you choose death for all 3. But before the guards could move, Tyrael's eyes flared bright sapphire. She projected a pulse of psychic energy, seizing the moment of chaos. Koresh lunged, snapping her chains and ripping a weapon from a guard. Marcus dove for the discarded blade. The rebellion had begun. The climax. Breaking the chains. The throne chamber erupted into battle. Alien nobles shrieked and scattered. Guards clashed with the 3 rebels.